Not every prayer is surrendered. Some prayers are disguised demands. God, make them see. Lord, change them. Father, deal with them. And look, I'm not excused from this. I've done this, so I'm guilty of it as well. And I get it, how on the surface that sounds spiritual and indignant. But we have to be honest with ourselves and looking under the surface, where the question becomes, whose will is actually driving this language? Because prayer is meant to be an act of alignment, okay? Aligning our hearts with God's will. But when prayer becomes a tool to align outcomes with our will, or our preferences, what we want to see happen, something shifts spiritually, and the posture changes from trust to management. Because faith is like, your will be done. Control is, here's what needs to happen, Lord. And this is where the internal mechanics mirror what we just talked about with gossip, but with greater weight, because now you're engaging spiritual authority directly, right? Just like speech carries what fills the heart, prayer also carries motive. So when the heart holds fear, pride, insecurity, offense, or the need to be right, those don't just disappear because we say, Lord, Lord. They can actually shape the tone and the intent of the prayer itself. So then, instead of prayer being an act of surrender, it becomes an attempt to spiritually pressure a situation. And you're no longer asking God to move according to his will, but rather subtly trying to recruit heaven to move according to your will. That is the core operating principle behind witchcraft. Again, functionally, witchcraft is influence employed to secure outcomes without trust in God. Point blank. And when prayer becomes a vehicle to secure an outcome that you are emotionally attached to, like a decision you want made, a person you want changed, an outcome that makes you feel safe, the heart shifts from faith, like surrendered faith, to now means of control that we're calling faith. So while the method looks holy, the posture is not necessarily holy. And that kind of prayer that is rooted in control, it just has like a different texture to it because it carries pressure instead of trust, or even like a spirit of fear, which the Bible says we have not been given by God, because we are supposed to have power, love, and a sound mind, right? So prayer from that place tries to move situations before God has moved your heart. I mean, that's literally why James says some prayers aren't answered. I'm not pulling this from nothing.